Well, howdy folks, it's Matthew, your friendly neighborhood technician, making another video for you out of Boise, Idaho. Today we're looking at a 2000 Toyota Corolla with a 1.8 liter engine. Now, this is another one of my repeats that has come back to me several times. I worked on a few different cars of theirs, and actually this car, I think a little over a year ago now, I replaced the cylinder head on it, along with the timing, and adjusted the valves and all that other stuff. The vehicle has ran great since. So today it comes back to me with a check engine light on and multiple codes. As a matter of fact, there's 7 different codes involved with the check engine light, and at first glance that's going to make you go, holy smokes, what's wrong with the car? The interesting thing about it is the car runs great. It starts great, it runs fine. I've actually taken it for about a 20-mile test drive now, and as far as the way the car runs, you'd never guess that there's anything wrong. So I say let's go ahead and take a minute and try to figure this out. Okay, so let's take a look at all the codes that were pulled on this vehicle. So I have pulled a P0300 multi-cylinder misfire, a P0420 cat efficiency below normal, P0440 evap control system large leak, P0441 evap system incorrect purge flow, P0446 evap vent control solenoid malfunction, P0505 idle control system, and a P1349 VVT system bank 1. Wow, that's a lot of codes, and that's just a lot of mumbo jumbo to look at and have to deal with. So, as you know, whenever people bring in diagnostics or a diagnosis, and if it looks like it's going to be complicated, for me, the diagnosis process doesn't start when I plug my computer in the car. For me, the diagnosis process starts when I make contact with the owner, and I'll tend to ask them a lot of questions and try to get a lot of information just directly from the owner. After all, they are the ones that drive the car the most, and sometimes you can figure out what's wrong with the car simply by what they tell you. Now, the owner of this vehicle did tell me that they had to replace the gas cap on it. Alright, so we've got a new gas cap. Now, according to the customer, owner of the vehicle, when these codes were ran, all these codes that he brought to me and all the ones that I pulled up, there was no gas cap on the vehicle. Okay, so the majority of these codes, the evap control system code, so this one, the evap system incorrect purge flow, this one, the evap vent control, this one, the idle control system malfunction, this one, and very possibly the VVT system bank 1, so this one. All these codes could be a simple result of not having a gas cap on your vehicle. And so the owner explained to me that they had lost the gas cap, and that when he had those codes ran, I think by the local auto parts store, all those codes were pulled while there was no gas cap on the vehicle. So I went ahead and made sure that the gas cap was good, and I cleared the codes out, and I took the vehicle for a 20-mile test drive. And after doing that, the only code that came back was the P0300, which is the multi-cylinder misfire, and the P0420. So replacing the gas cap has now knocked out and eliminated all of these evap and VVT system codes. Okay, not having a gas cap, not having that system sealed the way it's supposed to be will cause all kinds of problems. So now, after clearing the codes out, we no longer have to worry about all these codes. The only 2 codes that have come back are the P0300 multi-cylinder misfire and the P0420 cat efficiency below normal. So the cat efficiency below normal continues to stump the owner of the vehicle because they explain that they put a new catalytic converter on there. However, this random cylinder misfire could be the exact reason why that code is also coming on as well, the CAT system efficiency below threshold. Let me explain why. Here in a minute, we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull these coils and spark plugs. And just to kind of, I guess, go ahead and spoil it for you, it is time for a tune-up. The P0300 random cylinder misfire code is coming because it is time to replace the coils and the spark plugs. Now, how could a random cylinder misfire trip a P0420 catalyst system below threshold or efficiency? Simple. If you have a slight misfire in the cylinders, that means the spark plug is not burning the fuel off like it's supposed to burn off. And so you now have raw fuel, regardless of how much it is, you now have raw fuel being introduced into the exhaust system. And you have raw fuel dumping onto the catalytic converter. The catalytic converter gets extremely hot and it burns that raw fuel off. So now the O2 sensors are reading that raw fuel is being burnt off, and that's why, even though they changed the catalytic converter, they still have the P0420 code. So a random cylinder misfire will cause a catalytic converter efficiency code, or a P0420 code. And so if we fix the random cylinder misfire by doing a tune-up, then we will fix the P0420 code. Now, another thing that I found on this vehicle is that it has a bad fuel injector. And let me see if I can get it to act up right here. Notice the vehicle is not running, although it was running, so there should still be fuel pressure. And if I take this fuel injector here and wiggle it, let me go ahead and start the car and show you this. Alright, so this just may end up being hard for the camera to catch, but watch what happens when I wiggle this. You hear that? You might not be able to hear it, so let me stick my finger down in here. And you can see the tip of my finger is wet. That's because that's a leaky fuel injector. So whenever you have a leaky fuel injector like that, it's time to just go ahead and change out the fuel injector. So that actually is something that I just so happened to find, though, while I was working on diagnosing the misfire. So let's go ahead and see exactly why we need to go ahead and do a full tune-up on this vehicle. Alright, so we know that by putting on a new gas cap, resetting all the codes, and driving it for 20 miles, which is considered a drive cycle, all of these codes have been eliminated. The EVAP codes, the VVT system codes, the only codes that have come back are the P0300 multi-cylinder misfire and the CAT efficiency below normal, the P0420. And again, this code and a multi-cylinder misfire could be the exact reason why this code is being tripped, because you've got raw fuel being dumped onto the catalytic converter, and that's going to cause all kinds of crazy readings. Hold on a second, guys. I've got a kiddo asking me for something to drink. I'll be right back. Okay, folks, I'm back. Appreciate you having patience with me. One main reason why I work out at home is because I've got all these awesome kiddos running around, and it allows me to pay the bills and stay at home and take care of them along with my wife. So appreciate your patience. All right, so let's get back to this multi-cylinder misfire. First of all, this vehicle has 211,000 miles on it, and this is a original Toyota Denso coil. So the first thing that we want to do to eliminate that code and that misfire is go ahead and change out all 4 coils. They're old and they're obviously beginning to fail. The second thing is go ahead and replace the spark plugs. Now, let's see if I can get you in a light here. Get you into a better light. Now, this spark plug, I've seen them a lot worse than this. Come on, camera. Focus. Focus. So I've seen spark plugs that look a lot worse than this, but basically you can see that the electrode where my fingernail is supposed to be is wore out and the tip is completely gone. So in order to eliminate the P0300 code and the P0420 code, I'm going to go ahead and say that we need 4 new coils, 4 new spark plugs, and we need to go ahead and address the fuel that is leaking around this fuel injector. And to do that, the best thing to do is go ahead and just replace that fuel injector and then get you an O-ring kit and replace all the O-rings all the way across the board. So there you have it, folks. There's the diagnosis on this Toyota. I'll let the owner know about it. And honestly, on this one, this owner likes to do a lot of his own work sometimes, so he'll bring it to me and I'll diagnose it, and then he'll take it back and go ahead and do the work, and that's totally fine with me. No big deals. I kind of enjoy it when people like to learn and do things on their own. So, but if not, there's also times where he goes ahead and has me fix it for him. So if he goes ahead and approves me to fix it, then I'll make a video and show you how to fix that fuel injector and do a simple tune-up on this car. And if not, we'll continue moving forward with the BMW and the Nissan rebuild, which is coming along quite nicely, actually. It looks all nice and clean in there, and I got that cylinder head on and the valves on, and life is good. So alrighty, folks, well, this is Matthew, your friendly neighborhood technician. I really appreciate you guys coming out and subscribing to my channel and hanging out and watching me. If you have any questions, just put them in the comments section. I got this new thing where once a week I'm going to start going through all the comments on video and answering your questions in person the best I can. If it's something that becomes complicated, I have no problem trading email addresses with you, and also possibly trading phone numbers and helping you by walking you through processes and procedures or things that I've seen and done on all different types of makes and models. Okay, everybody. Well, I am signing off.